US intelligence confirms it's collecting the private messages of internet users.
9 major internet companies, they include Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Microsoft, Skype, YouTube, Apple, AOL, and Paltalk, have been used by the FBI and the National Security Agency to monitor photos, videos, emails, audio, and all other sorts of information, tracking a sweeping scope of individuals' online activity.
When 9/11 happened, they took the programs that I had helped do and put together and used them to spy on everybody on the planet, including all U.S. citizens first. We were the first ones who they adopted bulk acquisition and bulk collection on. That was U.S. citizens. They do it in the easiest way they can, which means if companies have assembled information about their customers, then that's a readily accessible set of information about a large number of people. Then the intelligence agencies will simply go there and buy it from that company or get access to their data directly.
It's a kind of surveillance that is rather invisible to the person, and that is at the crossroads of public and private actors. And that is nested in our everyday lives through our everyday services, you see? So it's much more, I would say, difficult for the people to identify that they are object of surveillance.
Putting yourself tons of personal information online using Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, people don't really realize the danger when it comes to that. But people have instant benefits. It's immediate. It's granted and it's free, so it's easy. And it's very difficult to balance something that is free, easy, enjoyable, with something that might be dangerous in a hard-to-predict future.
The most, I'd say, aggressive data collector is through the mobile phone, because we're taking it with us in the things that we do. And when this acts kind of like a tracking device, we're leaving data traces that not only indicate things like services that we're accessing, but also where we're going, what our behaviors and patterns are. What you can see very quickly is things like, when does that person often go to bed? Are they traveling? Do they call if they're traveling, do they call a partner every morning? Do they call them in the evening? Did they go out for dinner? Who are they talking to? Who are their the social graph is called, meaning the circle of people around them. And so there are different ways that people are then profiled or categorized on the basis of their behaviors. Another thing that's happening is that people, again, through their social media use, are being profiled in terms of maybe their political affiliations, their religion, their sexual orientation, these kinds of things. There's the companies that we're perhaps not surprised are collecting our data. So for example, the news website we go to, or maybe the use of Google, that kind of thing. But then there's the companies that are tracking our data that we don't see, that we don't kind of choose. So for example, when we're looking at a website for the news, there'll be lots of other what are called third-party trackers. Okay, I get this for free, I give over my data, and I have nothing to hide, so why do I care? And maybe it's a bit creepy, maybe it's a bit strange, maybe I get certain adverts sent to me, but it doesn't make any difference to me.
Part of the reason I think this is that how quickly people are ready to volunteer that. It makes me a little suspicious, that they're like, no, I have nothing to hide, clearly. And really they're thinking, maybe I'm a little worried about this, but I don't want to be the one to say it.
If you're a rich, old, white guy sitting on the very top of society, you don't care what the laws are, you don't care what the rights are, because society is ordered to protect your interest. It's the minorities who always face the greatest risk.
What we see in different countries around the world is the political situation and the sort of political agenda changing quickly. So something that's okay now to talk about might not be okay in 3 years' time.
If you combine a drastic and very disruptive technological progress and this soon-to-come political disruption, you will end up in a short time period in something so different that any kind of prospective effort is really, really difficult to make.